Well, Michael, it's always good to see you. We've done this 4 or 5 times by now, starting out with, I don't know if you remember, but I'll never forget it, the first time that you did press for Family Ties.
Oh, really?
That far back.
7 years ago.
Yeah. And so I followed your career with great interest. And I must tell you right off the top that your performance in Casualties of War absolutely blows me away.
Oh, that's so sweet. What a nice way to start the day. Thank you.
No, I mean it sincerely. I think everyone went into it, or at least some people, I'll put it that way, went into it thinking, you know, that Sean had the maybe better role and that he was going to just walk off with the picture. And I find nothing wrong with his performance, but I think you have the more difficult role.
Well, it's an interesting role, and it's a role. It's, you know, I look at I tend to think of movies as the greater as the whole thing, as the play, and my performance in any movie is not about what I do. It's you know, the play is the thing. It's about how you fit in and how you serve the story, and that's when you have to kind of put star expectations or, you know, those kind of things aside and just go in and do your work. I performed this kind of role comedically before, which is what I consider a point of view role or a reference point role, which is a situation where what you have to do is be the audience's eyes and ears, and in this case, hopefully the audience's conscience. And in that way, it was very challenging. I was very conscious and conscientious about not what's the word I'm looking for? Not muddying that, to keep that very clear that hopefully Erickson was representative of the audience's feelings. And it's difficult, but I'll tell you one thing about Sean. No matter how difficult the role is, if you have the opportunity to work with an actor the caliber of Sean Penn, you just do it. You know, if you're not there every minute, you will get blown away, and not blown away in terms of an actor being competitive, but just the sheer force of his performance and the sheer conviction he has in his role brings out the same in you. So it was a tremendous experience from that point of view.
Michael, if you were still doing Family Ties, would you have taken this role?
Oh, absolutely. I don't give a lot of thought to you know, career plans or strategy or plugging in a certain performance or saying, now what will this do for me or how will people react to this. I tend to read something and go, this is great, and I just do it. You know, if I have the time, I do it. And in this case, it fit into that window that I had every year when I did Family Ties. I'd have those summer months, and I finished Family Ties and got on a plane and went to Thailand and did it. In this case, I wasn't returning to Family Ties when I got back, but, I did return to Family Ties when I got back. But knowing that it was going to be released after Family Ties wasn't any consideration. It's just circumstance. But perhaps it does represent in some people's minds a very clear closing of that door in a way.
The fact that you have Back to the Future 2 and 3 coming out, and when will 2 be out?
2 will be out, I believe, Thanksgiving.
Okay. Knowing that Back to the Future would be coming out, did that influence your taking this? You thought, well, hey, I can do this heavy thing because I've got Future coming.
Well, I do that anyway. I don't have to really think about that because that tends to be my instinct. I love to... I mean, you know, comedy is my first love, and it's really what I love to do. But I feel, as an actor, that I'm in an incredibly wonderful situation where I get opportunities to do different things, and to not exploit that is, I think, irresponsible. You don't just keep. I don't want to just keep going back to the same well. By the same token, it is what I love to do, and I know that I'm going to do. There's no chance that I'm going to do, like, you know, 4 dramas in a row and then maybe do a comedy. I think predominantly the focus of my work will be on comedy. So were it not Back to the Future 2, it would be something similar after that. And again, it's not so much a career plan as as a mental health program, because if I did, you know, 2, 3 casualties of war in a row, I'd be certifiable.
When you were making the picture and you're playing this private, Mr. Anonymous, and you're over there in Thailand, in a strange country, you must have thought, oh my gosh, but for the grace of God, it could have been
Absolutely.
me.
That was a, you know, I've been asked a lot of, you know, about broader political ramifications of the movie and about its statement on Vietnam and how that influenced me. And to tell you the truth, that's an issue that I just as soon sidestep in a way, because the one very, very, very strong feeling that I did have about the war was that the way that the public in a way generalized about these kids coming back and their attitude towards them was one that always kind of alarmed me. And being over there and doing this film, I really did have an affinity for these kids who just got out of school, got on a plane, and were in the middle of hell. And I mean, we were a bunch of, you know, actors in our mid-20s staying in a hotel, you know, and it was still 5 months in a strange place. All of us got sick. We were incredibly lonely a lot of times, and it was physically grueling. You know, compound that with having people want to take your life and having to be in a situation where you have to take other lives. You know, makes it a jillion times more difficult and more horrifying. So it was a feeling a lot of us had, was just, thank God we didn't have to, and the tragedy that anyone had to, and continue to be in these situations is just overwhelming. It can really be saddening if you spend a lot of time thinking about it.
Did your wife, Tracy Pollan, go with you?
Tracy went for about a month. But this was before Tracy and I were married. She went for about a month, which was really sweet of her, because it wasn't. I mean, it's a beautiful place, but a couple of weeks will do it for you. And a month is really above and beyond the call. And that was, like I said, before we got married. And after that, I was absolutely certain I had the right girl, because anybody who'd go through that must like me. So she was there for a while.
And very quickly, I have to congratulate you on Sam. How old is he now?
Sam is great. Sam's about 9 weeks old, or almost 9 weeks old as we speak, and he's really the center of everything right now. It's great. It's funny how a 13-pound baby can be a 900-pound gorilla in a way, because it's just Sam's world, you know.
Michael, as always, it's wonderful to talk with you.
Thank you,
Congratulations on your performance. It's I lost it a couple of times, I have to tell you. Wonderful
Terrific.
performance.
Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
And thank you.
Thank you. You're always so
Great.
sweet. Thank you so
Thanks.
much.
Oh.